Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For the last three and a half years, I have been making over my home, doing lots of projects from big to small. A lot of you guys have been here from the very beginning, and I appreciate all the support that you show on my videos. So you guys see the makeovers, you see how it turns out, you see how it looks. And we all want our homes to look nice. We want them to be aesthetic and Pinterest and Instagram worthy, whatever. And that's great. I love that as well. But just as important, if not more important, is how our homes function for us. There is no point to having a pretty home if it's not working for you and your family. So I want to talk today about a few things that I've done in my home that make it function better for my family. One thing that was highly requested by my kids was their closets. And they had sliding doors on their closets, which were functioning fine, but the problem with those are you can only see like half of your closet at one time, and they didn't like that. So I did some research and I was able to switch their sliding doors into French doors that open up for not a lot of money using the same doors that were already there. One of the biggest complaints that I hear people say about their homes is that they don't have enough storage. So there are lots of ways that you can add storage to your home through built-ins and cabinets, closets, all kind of different things to maximize whatever space that you have. A big thing for my family is blankets and pillows, so I like to do things like have blanket ladders, or I keep a basket in the living room that we fill with blankets so we can grab them whenever we need them, and we can also just throw them back in the basket. And I want to tell you guys about the newest blanket that I got thanks to today's sponsor, Italic. Italic has curated a selection of home essentials and fashion that it's made of top quality luxury products without the inflated price tag. So this is the Remy cashmere throw, and it's made of 100% Mongolian cashmere. It's super soft and warm, but it's also breathable. It's not too heavy. It's perfect for the fall season. It goes awesome with the fall colors, but honestly, I think you could use this year round. It comes in black and also gray, but I loved this camel color here. It goes really well with my more neutral decor. It's also very stylish. I really like the fringe detail. All of Italic's products like this Remy cashmere throw are not only high quality, but they're also ethically sourced and responsibly made. So if you guys are interested in getting luxury products for not the designer high prices, make sure that you go check out Italic. I will leave the link down in the description, and you can use code Kelsey15 to get 15% off your purchase. So this is what the house looked like whenever we first moved in. This is the living room, and there was absolutely no storage in here. So I went to IKEA and I got a bunch of cabinets, added the extensions to the top so I could make the cabinets go up to the ceiling, and just wanted to add some more shelves, just lots and lots of storage, closed storage at the bottom and the shelves on the top. And this just added so much storage and so much character to this room and helps this room function better, because we can put all of our board games and everything underneath in that closed storage, and it's right there whenever we want to use it and spend time together, and then we can put it away easily. I don't know if there was any other part of our house that needed better storage than the garage. This is what it looked like before, just all of my tools in a huge mess. So I just used some 2x3s to build kind of a shelf system here that could attach to the wall, added some plywood to the top of that for some support, and then I wanted it to be closed storage because I use my saws and plywood goes everywhere, so I made some doors and closed in the side, and that got a coat of paint to kind of just make everything pretty. Even though it's the garage, I still wanted it to look nice, and this is how that turned out. It added so much to the garage. I did add additional storage, but I think these big storage shelves are what made the biggest difference in the entire garage. It doesn't have to be a big project like built-ins or big garage shelves to make a difference. This was my bedroom before, and I needed some more storage at the foot of my bed for things like pillows and blankets that are
just not thrown on the floor so I could store them. So I just used some scrap wood to put together a little storage box, gave that a coat of paint to look nice with the rest of the room, and I'm able to add storage to my room that looks really nice and stylish and not just have piles of blankets and pillows on the ground. The pantry is another area of our homes that gets out of control really quick and does not function right for us. So this was my pantry before. So I just ripped out all of those wire shelves and I'm just adding some support here because I wanted to really customize my pantry to what I was going to be using it for. And I think just adding in all of these shelves and some different layers and really being intentional about how I designed this pantry allowed it to function so much better for us. So I added all of the shelves and then I wanted to make it look nice as well, of course. So I added the face frames, painted everything. And so this was it before and this was it after. And it works so much better now for our family. Another space in our homes that can get super messy and chaotic and not function right are our bathrooms. This is my kids' bath and they just had drawers on the bottom of their vanity. So I decided that I wanted to convert half of it into drawers. So I removed the centerpiece and added some drawer slides, and then I built 2 large drawers to fit within the space that the doors were in, and that just added much more storage than was there before, because before when you just open the doors it was just a big wide open space. We've basically doubled our storage space here, and I think it looks much better, but most important, it works much better for my kids. If you don't have the time to convert your vanity into something that works for you or the money to completely buy a new vanity, small changes make a big difference as well. Adding this cabinet above the toilet in my bathroom made a huge difference in how my bathroom functions. I had to store less stuff in the vanity, so I was able to be more organized in that. And it just added so much storage to the bathroom. And I'm like, why did I not do this sooner? Such a small change that made such a big difference in this space.
Another thing that you can do in your home is to turn unused space into usable space. A lot of us have kind of unused corners or awkward little nooks or something in our home, a space that doesn't really serve any purpose. It's kind of just collecting stuff maybe. And so you can kind of brainstorm what you think those spaces could be. I've done that in a few spots in my home because I wanted to kind of take what I had and use it to my advantage and make sure that it was functioning as well as looking nice. I still have a lot of spaces that I want to do this in, but the spaces that I have done this to have helped so much with our home functioning efficiently.
Our laundry room was definitely one of those problem areas. These wire shelves just collected a bunch of stuff. They didn't really serve any purpose and they were completely unorganized. So I took those out and I did a bunch of other things like painting and flooring. But the main thing that helped the room function better was to add so much more storage. I added cabinets above the washer and dryer. I added some shelves with hooks to hang all of our coats and backpacks on. And it was able to take the space from just not functioning and an eyesore to a very pretty and also functional space, kind of a drop zone for our family. This is what the kitchen looked like whenever we first moved into the house, and I have made so many changes in this kitchen that made it function a lot better. But the one I want to talk about is building a surround around the refrigerator. Before, the refrigerator was kind of just floating. There was no storage on top of it. So I built a surround for the refrigerator that added additional storage, added some trim, and I think that this just makes the space function a lot better. I store things like rice and different things like that above it, and also I put baskets up there for additional storage. It's just a lot more space than just the floating refrigerator that was there before.
Okay, this is my daughter's closet, which is actually pretty organized for a teenager, I think. So their closets, both my daughter's and my son's, go all the way like down. It's the width of the entire room. So there's all this space here. And we've been putting these like little drawers here to hold all of her art stuff, but she's been asking for some shelves. So I'm gonna just do some really quick, easy, just floor to ceiling shelves just so she can store more of her stuff. So we can maximize this space that we have here.
The first thing that I needed to do was get all of the stuff out. This is all of her arts and crafts stuff that she has in drawers. It's not super organized. We're hoping to change that, but got all of that out of the closet. And then I needed to take some measurements so I could plan my project. And also I needed to find my studs in the wall because I'm going to be adding supports. So I'm using 1x2s for my supports. I cut those down to size. And then instead of leaving the ends just at a 90-degree angle, I cut an angle off because I think it looks nicer. So those will be what are holding up our shelves. I like to use spacers whenever I'm doing shelves too because I can get the same amount of spacing between each shelf without having to measure every time. So after I added all of the support pieces to the wall, both on the left and the right, then I was able to add in the top shelves, but I needed to cut those down. I'm using just a project panel from Lowe's. This is a 1x20, I think, that I cut down to size. So I needed to paint them before I installed because it was a lot easier to paint them beforehand. And after those dried, added those in, and then I am just going to make sure that those are attached really well with my nail gun because I don't want those going anywhere. And I think that that just gives her so much more storage. She can put whatever she wants on here, shoes, or put her arts and crafts stuff back, and it just works a whole lot better than that empty dead space there in the corner.
So if you want your home to function better and you're not quite sure where to start, I would think about maybe some of the problem areas you have in your home, maybe spaces that collect mess, that you don't have a dedicated drop zone, something that's kind of always bothering you that you could start right there. Start in those spaces and kind of brainstorm a way that you could make that spot function better.
If you guys have been following my channel, you might remember when I built the console table for my entryway. I based it off of a design that I saw online for a lot more expensive and tried some new techniques like antiquing with wax, and it was a really fun process. You saw me decorate it and then it was over. But what you didn't see was what I added to make this function better for my space. I added a surge protector there and ran it up the back into one of the drawers, and then I was able to make it kind of a charging station and a place for all of my camera equipment, my extra batteries, charge those, put my AirPods in there, and then it's not on the countertop all the time and making a big mess in my kitchen. Another space that looked messy all the time was my backyard, specifically because of my hose. I'm always running water into the pool, and so I decided to do something to make that look better and work better. So I got this retractable hose and added it to the back of the house, and because I use the hose so much, I don't have to worry about rolling it up every single time. It'll just retract on its own, and just small, simple changes like that will make a really big difference in your life. If you can just eliminate the little tasks that you don't like doing, then it'll look so much nicer and work so much better for your home. Another small little project that made a big difference was organizing this cabinet in my kitchen that I keep all my spices. It was hard to find anything. It wasn't super organized at all. I ordered a set off of Amazon that was just labels and jars for all of my spices, emptied those into their new little jars, and then organized them within the cabinet, and it just looks better, but also functions so much better. When I'm cooking, I am able to see all the labels clearly because they're staggered like this, and I can just grab what I need and not move things around and pull from the back and get kind of frustrated whenever I'm trying to find one. So it works so much better this way.
I hope you guys got some ideas from this video, especially with all of the holidays coming up and you might be having guests and hosting and you want your home to look and feel its best like I do. I host Thanksgiving every year and I care about how my home looks, but I also want it to function well whenever we have people here, that everything just goes smoothly and we have everything that we need and it's organized. So let me know down in the comments if you have any other tips of how your house functions better, because I'm always open for suggestions, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!